For over 2,000 years, buried deep beneath the earth, an army of silent guardians stood watch. They were tasked with protecting the tomb of China's first emperor, a man who had changed the course of history forever. This is the astonishing story of Qin Shi Huang, a ruler who unified a warring nation, built the Great Wall, and became consumed by a single burning desire to conquer death itself. Imagine a land torn apart. For centuries, ancient China was a chaotic patchwork of rival states, locked in a brutal, unending conflict known as the Warring States period. It was an age of constant bloodshed, where alliances were as fleeting as the morning mist. Into this turmoil stepped a young king named Zhang, ruler of the state of Qin, driven by a ruthless ambition that bordered on obsession. Zhang possessed a brilliant military mind and an unwavering will to power. The state of Qin, already a formidable military force, became an unstoppable juggernaut under his command. Through a combination of overwhelming military might, cunning strategy, and political maneuvering, Zhang began a systematic conquest, swallowing up his rivals one by one. The air crackled with the clash of swords and the thunder of chariots as the old states fell. Finally, in 221 BC, the last rival state surrendered. The centuries of fragmentation were over. Zhang declared himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, and the Qin Dynasty was born, marking the dawn of a unified China. With the nation under his singular control, Qin Shi Huang embarked on a series of radical reforms to solidify his power and create a truly centralized empire. He didn't just conquer lands, he reshaped society itself. Imagine the chaos of trying to trade when every state had its own money, its own system of weights and measures, even different ways of writing the same words. The first emperor swept all that away. He standardized currency, weights, and measures across the vast empire. Most importantly, he standardized the written script, ensuring that an order issued in the capital could be read and understood in the farthest corners of his domain. This created a unified cultural and administrative identity that would endure for millennia. But his ambition didn't stop there. He launched some of the most colossal infrastructure projects in human history. He ordered the connection and reinforcement of existing defensive walls, laying the foundation for what we now know as the Great Wall of China, monumental effort to protect his northern frontier from nomadic tribes. He commissioned a massive network of roads and canals, arteries that would carry armies, officials, and goods, binding the empire together like never before. However, this unification came at a terrible price. To ensure his absolute authority, Qin Shi Huang tolerated no dissent. He ordered the infamous burning of the books and burying of the scholars, a brutal campaign to destroy historical records and philosophical texts that challenged his rule. Confucian scholars who advocated for a different model of governance were persecuted and, according to legend, even buried alive. He sought to erase the past and make history begin with him. As his power grew, so did his fear of losing it. The one enemy Qin Shi Huang could not conquer was his own mortality. He became utterly obsessed with finding the secret to eternal life, convinced that he should rule forever. His court swarmed with alchemists and mystics, all promising to deliver the elixir of immortality. He dispatched grand expeditions, sending ships with hundreds of young men and women across the seas in search of mythical islands like Pengli, where the herbs of everlasting life were said to grow. These missions, of course, never returned. Meanwhile, back at the palace, the emperor consumed a variety of concoctions prescribed by his alchemists. Tragically, many of these supposed elixirs contained high doses of mercury. In his desperate quest to live forever, Qin Shi Huang was, ironically, slowly poisoning himself to death. His health declined, his paranoia grew, but his determination to cheat death never wavered. Even as he searched for immortality in life, he prepared for an eternity of rule in the afterlife. The emperor commissioned a tomb of unimaginable scale and complexity, a sprawling underground palace designed to be a replica of his earthly empire. For nearly 4 decades, an estimated 700,000 laborers toiled to construct this subterranean kingdom. The central tomb itself, which remains unexcavated, is rumored to contain palaces, towers, and even rivers of flowing mercury to mimic China's great waterways. But the most stunning discovery was yet to come. In 1974, a group of farmers digging a well stumbled upon a life-sized clay head. They had unknowingly found the edge of one of history's greatest archaeological wonders, the Terracotta Army. This subterranean army consists of over 8,000 life-size soldiers, 130 chariots, and hundreds of horses, all arranged in battle formation. Their purpose was clear: to serve and protect the emperor in the afterlife, ensuring his rule continued beyond the grave. What's truly breathtaking is the individuality of each warrior. No two faces are alike. They represent different ranks, from generals and archers to cavalry and infantry, each with unique hairstyles, armor, and expressions. Originally, these silent soldiers were painted in vibrant colors and held real bronze weapons, glinting in the dark, ready for an eternal war. The sheer artistry and logistical scale of this project are a testament to the incredible craftsmanship of the Qin artisans and the profound ancient Chinese beliefs about the afterlife, where the deceased required all the necessities and protections of their mortal existence. In 210 BC, while on yet another tour of his empire in search of the elixir of life, Qin Shi Huang died. The official cause remains a mystery, but it was almost certainly the cumulative effect of mercury poisoning from his immortality treatments. His death was initially kept a secret to prevent an uprising. But the empire he had built with such ruthless efficiency was too brittle to last without him. The harsh laws, heavy taxes, and widespread resentment over his massive, brutal construction projects boiled over. Just a few years after his death, a series of rebellions erupted, and the mighty Qin Dynasty, meant to last for 10,000 generations, collapsed in a flash. Qin Shi Huang remains one of history's most paradoxical figures. He was a tyrant who unified a nation, a visionary who laid the administrative and cultural foundations for modern China, and a man whose ego was so immense he sought to command not only the living but also the dead. The Terracotta Army, his silent, eternal guard, stands as a breathtaking testament to one man's monumental ambition and his desperate, tragic quest to defy mortality. What other secrets does ancient China hold, still waiting to be discovered? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories from history.